Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say, I dabbled in stand-up for something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Oh, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We're all over the place. iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever they'll let us upload, really. Rumble, Rockfin, Twitch, even. Facebook, I feel like is not letting us on there anymore, but that's fine. Facebook is old news anyhow. Before I bring on our fabulous guest for the evening, I have a couple of comedy shows to promote. Literally 2 shows. No, it's all good. I'm with Child. I will be in Tampa, Florida, Sunday, December 3rd at Side Splitters Comedy Club. So excited to get back to this club. I love Tampa. I love the people of Tampa. You guys are kooky and kinky and strange, but you're fun and you know how to have a good time. So I'm excited to go back to Tampa Sunday, December 3rd to Side Splitters Comedy Club. Then I'll be in San Diego. That's California. The first weekend of the new year, Friday, January 5th. And Saturday, January 6th. I'm doing 3 shows that weekend. So come on out. Get your tickets now at chrissiemayr.com, my website. That's ChrissieMayr. But you already knew that because, you know, you guys are just, you're familiar. And as always, if you haven't already liked and subscribed on YouTube, I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and do that. All right. And look, it's my little baby. He's an avocado right now. So this is for scale. I'm going to keep whatever fruit he is on set with me. This is very mushy and about to rot. It is rotting currently, but avocados don't last that long. Anyway, I think that's it. Without further ado, I would like to welcome a good friend of mine. She's a regular on my Compound Media show, Wet Spot. She is a podcaster, and she has also recently begun dabbling in stand-up, which I was so excited to hear. Welcome to the show, Ms. Kate Meaney.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Chrissie.
Is your chair cow print?
It is faux cow print.
Faux cow.
Yeah, cow prints, indeed.
I love it. And you're coming to us from the dangerous and exciting New York City.
Yes.
Where you've lived all your life.
For the most part, yes. And I love it. But my neighborhood's very safe, despite on Sunday night, I went to the Duane Reade, and some guy came in and shoplifted a bunch of wine, and apparently he does this quite often.
Wine from the Duane Reade? That's embarrassing. Like,
super embarrassing.
Like, okay, honestly, you couldn't pay me to drink wine from Duane Reade, but I would not shoplift wine from Duane Reade. Like, I would not drink it for free. Are we talking like, right, is it Franzia? What wine does Duane Reade even carry?
It's like a step below Franzia.
Yikes. Poor guy. He thinks he's trying to impress his date or get a lot of women drunk off Duane Reade wine. But that's shocking to hear shoplifting happening in New York City. I can't believe it. I thought you were going to say that he tried to shoplift the wine, but couldn't because everything was locked down, because now the trend is, as is with Target and some other stores are going to be following suit, is that they lock down completely all their merchandise, make everything like Spanish Harlem bodega style, like underneath glass, and you have to get somebody to go get it for you.
No, that's what they're doing for the most part. However, I've seen instances where people have broken through the locks and
Whoa.
like tore it completely open. I've seen that with the beer refrigerator at the Dwayne Reed a block away from my house as well.
Did I say Dwayne Weed? If I did, I apologize. It's Dwayne Reed. Of
Hi,
course.
Chelsea.
Fealty, hello. Kate is somebody who I've met and quickly was like, I'm obsessed with her. I want to be friends with her. I think I met you, and then the next day I was inviting you to my wedding. I was like, look, Kate, I know this is very late notice, but what are you doing this weekend? And would you come to my wedding?
It was so tough, and I
And
had
you
the
were like, sure.
absolute time. I came all the way up. It was a blast. It was a night to remember.
You were definitely what we call like a value added guest. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
fun, you're hot, you look good in a dress, you danced, you sang, you were like a party favorite. And I don't mean that like in the way, you're not like the town bike or anything like that, but you're just like fun. You know what I mean? You just wedding guests, they sit there like a lump all night. They don't get up. Uh, they don't get drunk. So
Oh, yeah.
anyway, but you don't drink. But you don't need to drink because you're just naturally fun.
Yes. And when I drink, I get mean and wild and aggressive. And I just rather not do that. And plus, it's so easy to drink. If I was drinking, I'd be drinking all the time because it's a blast. Who doesn't like drinking?
Oh, if I wasn't pregnant right now, I would be drunk. So this is the longest I've gone in my whole life without drinking, and it's only been like a couple months. So
And how do you feel?
I just feel like I'm slowly getting fat, and every day I play my favorite game, and that is, will these pants still fit? And how I play the game is I burrow through my my closet like a raccoon. I pull something out, I get sad, and then I just try on more pants, and then I'm starting to make a pile of things that don't fit. Eventually, the pile will exceed the items in my closet, but I feel like going and buying maternity clothes is like a fat person thing. I don't know. I think maybe I have body image issues, but I'm just like, oh, I don't want to like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a ridiculous way to think about it. I'm creating a life, God damn it. But I just
Well,
I'm gonna
why
hang on. I'm gonna hang on to my clothes as long as I can.
why buy maternity clothes when everything's just plus size to begin with?
Right. Oh yeah. There's people who look pregnant and there's just fat women out here wearing maternity clothes. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And then I have women saying to me now, don't expect to snap back. It's not gonna happen for a while, if not ever. And I was like, cool, thanks.
No, but you strike me as a snapbacker.
That's the plan. The plan is to snap back
Yeah.
fully and quickly. I'm doing Kegels right now as we speak. They say that those help. And
Yeah.
so yeah, see, I can hold the microphone with no hands. That's the power of Kegels for you. Now, Kate, you have a very interesting life, and part of why I like you is you're very much, I think, an old soul. And I wonder, and this is, I mean, you just started dabbling in stand-up, which I love because I've always felt that you had a comedian's personality, you have a comedian sense of humor. You're constantly surrounded by comedians. Like you're somebody who can just hang, doesn't take themselves too seriously. And I always wondered like how much of that was because of your upbringing. And for people who don't know, Kate's father, the late Kevin Meaney, was a beloved veteran stand-up comic, extremely talented. He was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He had an HBO special. He was on Uncle Buck, which I didn't know before reading his bio, which is a CBS sitcom based on the John Candy movie. Yeah, he was on Letterman, Conan, Carson, SNL, 30 Rock, Two Broke Girls. He also did a bit of Broadway. He was in Hairspray, and you can definitely see that theatrical quality in his stand-up just because of how he's a showman. He was and I was like, I'm all just learning about him since meeting you. I only started stand-up in like 2010, 2011. So there's so many stand-ups, him included, that I wasn't really aware of, because when you're just sort of grinding it out in the open mic scene, like, you're not established, you're not hanging with very talented folks, like, you're just running around trying to get stage time. But I'm so curious, and you've been on Wet Spot so many times, and this hasn't been a topic that we've really had the opportunity to explore, but I just wonder what it was like sort of growing up with a dad who's a comedian, and it's horrible that you lost him so early in life. I think you were, what, 17 when he passed?
Yes, I was 17.
So just, yeah, I guess, what was it like sort of having a comedian dad growing up?
Well, my parents were divorced, so I didn't really see it on a day-to-day basis. It was cool in ways. I don't think I necessarily got it necessarily when I was a young kid, but looking back, I can remember, times I went to see him perform and events that I went to. And I don't think I appreciated them as much as I would now.
Yeah, of course, because you're a kid, you don't appreciate anything. You're just like, man, I want my stuff.
Yeah.
How often would you see your dad? Were you guys like kind of like a shared custody thing, or?
I had Sunday and Monday with him.
Okay.
So,
Which is perfect because he's probably the least busy on Sundays and Mondays.
yes, that
Yeah.
was why. And then he would go out on the road. And yeah, there was a few times I went with him. I went to New Mexico with him. That was really
Wow.
fun. He was doing some like show, some benefit, I think. But that was fun. We stayed in like a casino. And yeah, so I don't think I was that immersed in it growing up and I don't think a lot of comedians' kids are like immersed in the world itself at a young age. I think a lot of comedians veer their kids away from that.
Which is kind of a nice thing, because when you are an adult in the comedy scene, you're like, oh, wow, this is no place for children. Everyone's an alcoholic. There's drugs. Everyone's banging each other. If you're on the road, it's kind of subpar conditions sometimes. It's not a glamorous lifestyle. And there's no child care in comedy. There's no health insurance. There's no babysitters. So
No.
I
That's
always
why a lot of comics become writers, like for television shows, because the health insurance.
Right, and it's more stable, and you can have a family,
Yeah.
you can have set hours. I always wonder, like, what, my stepson's impression will be, like, when he's older, like, what his takeaways are, because I do feel like I would like to shield him from some, because he's gone to gigs, he's, like, overheard parts of my set, and I always try to, like, I mean, I don't curse all that much in my set, but, like,
No.
it's this added layer of, like, "Oh god, I really care what this little person thinks of me." Like,
Yeah.
I don't wanna expose him to anything negative. Um, that's so neat that you went to gigs with your dad. Did you drive out there? No, it's New Mexico, you probably flew.
No, we flew, but we went to Roswell the first night we were there. My dad just wanted to go, and so we drove like all the way to Roswell from Albuquerque. And I honestly don't understand why we did it. I know the continental breakfast the next day had eggs with food dye in the middle of it.
Oh, why?
And that's really what I remember. We went to some trashy museum, aliens. But I think I didn't really care that much. I think now I would enjoy going to Roswell a bit more because,
Yeah.
Aliens. I can grasp that a little differently now. But yeah, I remember my dad when he would headline Caroline's. That was fun. So that happened a few times, and I remember just going to Caroline's as a kid. But that's really it. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Who was he friends with? Because I guess when his New York Times, I don't know if this is an obituary that I was reading, but after he passed, there were so many comedians that tweeted their feelings, like Liz Winstead, Patton Oswalt. Were these people did you get a sense of like who his friends were in the industry?
yeah, Liz Winstead was his friend. Joy Behar was his really good friend. Um, Ray Ellen, Dan Natterman
Oh,
was
wow.
them. Let me think.
Wow, I know Dan, and Ray is the one who has that. I don't know if he lives in the
Oh,
Bahamas or
Leroy.
Aruba. Aruba, yeah, he's got that always was booking something in Aruba. So a lot of people were befriending him for that reason alone. Just to get
Greg Fitzsimmons as well, but he's like a very close family friend of mine. I'm actually supposed to talk to him on the phone tomorrow, but like he knew my dad for centuries, like since he was a little kid.
Oh.
Yeah, those are really the friends I can think of.
So Joy Behar, was she I just feel like she's so insane, but maybe she's only gotten that way recently. I think
She's just very like what she is on TV in person. But
okay.
she's fun. I mean, she's always been nice to me. But I obviously don't know her as well as my dad does, but I remember they would go off and do stuff together.
Wow. That's really neat. Were a lot of his friends coming over to the house? Were you around a lot of hangouts? Or would he kind of keep
Yeah.
that separate too?
No, that was like more with the Broadway people. I remember him hanging out with them more. Um, but yeah, I think he did hang out with comics. I just wasn't there. I know Joy Behar's in my parents' wedding photos. So
Oh.
she went to their wedding. But yeah, no, that's really it.
Did you get a sense at all of what his creative process was like as a kid?
No, I really don't think he had much of one. But I think he was a little lazy creatively, but he was very funny in person. So I knew how captivating he could be.
Yeah, there's with comedians, it's always a combination of your writing, your natural personality, your wit, how quick you are, and then crowd work. And then the breakdown is different for each person. There's comics like Mark Norman that such a sharp writer, a million jokes, but won't do a lick of crowd work. And
Yeah.
it's interesting what you say about you think your dad was creatively lazy. I wonder, sometimes I feel like I'm constantly beating myself up. Why didn't I spend an hour today writing jokes? Why didn't I spend an hour this week writing jokes? I just feel like
Yeah.
I spend so much time getting ready to do shows and interviews that I don't feel like I just have all day to just be in my creative feelings and just go sit under a tree and write jokes.
Yeah. It really depends on the person. But I think he could have definitely expanded his material a bit and done things differently career wise. But, he's dead. So I can't, I
feel
can't
like
take
he
it now. So
did you
it's
feel
not
like
worth
he
harping over.
did you feel
But
like he pigeonholed himself
yeah.
career-wise?
Yeah. He was also, he was a lot. So,
It was a lot.
he was a lot. And I don't know if he necessarily knew what to do with it. But yeah, he had his troubles, but c'est la
Everybody
vie.
does. Yeah. Do you oh my gosh. So when did you officially start doing stand-up?
A few months ago, just started going up and, keeping it very small, but I plan to expand this a bit.
Yeah, because you were working at the comic strip. Another really cool thing that you witnessed was, and I think we tried to talk about this on Wet Spot one time. There was the Gays Against Groomers group
Oh,
that was
yeah.
at the comic strip for, I don't know if it was just a meetup or they were doing a fundraiser or what, but there was such a huge backlash over just simply them existing and being there. There was a big counter protest there in New York City, like right outside the comic strip, and things kind of escalated. And you always look at these type of activists and it's like, it's the middle of the day. Like, why don't you guys have jobs? Like, what do you
It was actually really funny, like the caliber of people outside. It was hilarious because when we were walking in, they were recording us like to document your allegiance with these Nazi organizations.
And you're like, I just work here. Calm
It's
down.
like a guy who's, in a dress, but not super feminine, and he's just standing outside videotaping with an android.
No.
All of us walking in, saying we're
So
doing bad things.
you were judged simply just for working there.
Well, no, I mean, these people, I don't even take their judgment seriously. I just think it was, nobody, people who have nothing else to do with their time, just
Yeah.
brainwash people. But yeah, I can see why that happens, and I think that happens on both sides. And yeah, the protests were it was definitely entertaining.
And then afterwards what was the sense at the comic strip? Like, God, are we very nervous about having any remotely like political groups at the club ever again? Was it the sense of like we need to
Yeah,
distance ourselves?
I don't think we I don't think it was much of a conversation. I think they just kept things under wrap for a while. And hey, it was just like an event that they threw. I mean, the club has to make money, so you rent it out every once in a while.
Right. And that's something that a lot of comics don't understand. Like they'll see a YouTuber, or they'll see like a TikToker get a headlining spot at a club. Like, oh my God, they didn't work, they didn't toil, like they don't deserve it. And it's like you work at a comedy club, so you understand like it's a business. They need to keep the lights on, they need to get
Yeah.
asses in the seats, and more people follow you like YouTubers and TikTokers than they actually are there's I think very few stand-up comedy nerds that seek out stand-up.
Yes, I would agree with that. Um, but yeah, no, I think a lot of comedy clubs just put on horrible shows in general just to make money. A
Those
lot of those
have on
shows, so hard to sit through.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, is it the fault of the producers, or is it just they wanna have a very diverse lineup and maybe not the funniest lineup? Or do you think they don't even care that much, or a lot of them bringers? Like, I did start out by doing some bringers in New York Comedy Club, maybe, like, once a month or once every couple of months. They go, "Okay, we're gonna give you, like, an 8-minute set, but you gotta bring 8 people," and I just did that till I ran out of friends. And then
Yeah.
I would bring my coworker friends, or I'd bring, like, improv friends, and it's very new and exciting at first, but you can only really get those people to come out to, like, maybe 2 shows before you burn through them.
Yeah. I'm not friends with enough people. Um,
Well, because you're friends with actual comics
yeah. So they
who
would go. I mean, I wouldn't do them in general. However, I think when there's a bringer show, people's talent is equated to how many people they brought.
True.
Yeah. But it's also cheap for the club. to host them because they don't have to pay the comics and they still get the money from the 2-drink minimum. And it, it ends up being profitable.
Does anyone at the Strip know that you've started doing stand-up?
Yeah, I mean, select people. I mean, I keep it under wraps. I want to keep it under wraps till I get good.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
to start in New York. It's not like you are from some random city or like the middle of the country and you can kind of go through your sucky years and then get good and then move to like a New York or an LA or Boston or something. Like I'm from Long Island, but I took a comedy class on Long Island and then didn't really start comedy out there. I started just right in the city because that's where all my day jobs were. And I remember so many people saying like, "Oh, it's really hard to start in New York City. Everyone's seeing you be bad." And it's like, well, what? I have no other option. I have nowhere else to go. So
New York City, baby. That's what it is. No,
New York.
Stand-up scene here is a lot.
A lot. Like there's a lot of opportunities, or it's overwhelming.
No, it's overwhelming. There's a lot of different subgroups of people, and there's like an
A lot of
element
clicks for sure.
a lot of cliques and just a lot of super unfunny people, funny people with giant egos they shouldn't have, entitled people, just the worst types of people. And they all want attention, so it's all obvious.
Yeah. Oh God. I was about to say, oh, I missed the open mic scene, but it's like, no, I remember it well. Push-ups, get stretchy sweatpants. I'm on the verge of this push-ups. I'm right there. Phenom, thanks for the super chat. Love the dabble reference. Of course, we are all dabbling. All of us are dabbling in something. Zach, did Kate ever meet Ira the Weatherman?
Yes, actually, that is so funny that you asked that because I was obsessed with Ira the Weatherman as a kid because my dad would co-host the Jay Thomas show a few days a week, and I remember being it was this guy who I guess in essence had Frankie's job with the weather, and however, just totally different vibe and true New Yorker, New York accent. Just
was he like slow or special?
He was special.
Okay.
Real special. It's gonna be 88 degrees, and he was. I wonder if he's still alive. It would be great if he was. Because then we could introduce him to everyone. But yeah,
I think he's still alive.
He must be. Is he still doing appearances?
He's 76 years old. Wow, he was a weatherman and a feature reporter who worked at WABC in New York City from 83 to 85. He worked on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, I don't think this is the right Ira.
What? I'm saying Ira the Weatherman. They're telling me Ira Joe Fisher.
No.
Oh my God.
Ira the Weatherman, Jay Thomas show.
Oh, fuck me then. Okay. You know, that's funny because I know Christina Palumbo who used to work on that show.
Yeah. My dad and her were friends.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm getting a lot of Ira Joe Fisher coming up. He's ruining the algorithm. Okay, Ira the Weatherman.
He would go Shuli. He would say Shuli's name just in the most obnoxious way.
Maybe I could play a snippet of this. Just a snippet.
I'm back, he says. Well, look who's coming in.
No, because I waved at him and he just sat down. Hi, Ira.
Oh,
Technology expert.
Jim.
Ira, the Weatherman. Ira, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure to be back on Sirius Radio with Sam Roberts and Jim Norton.
Oh my God, what a great voice. I already love him.
Fantastic.
You do?
I do pretty good.
Do you?
I break out evens.
Oh, that's not good then. So what's the most you've lost?
Oh, he gambles. I forgot that.
Oh, does he really? Oh
Atlantic
no. That's
City.
no good.
Give it some
Not
time.
too much, but I gain up in Atlantic City.
But he lost more than
Oh man. Okay. I'm glad he's still alive. I should try to get him on.
I know.
So you've met him or you just know him and like him?
No, I met him one time. My dad surprised me bringing him out and about, and I was so starstruck. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing hysterically
Oh,
just
that's funny.
by the pure character that he is.
That's
And
great.
crazy. I remember also one time I went to Hooters with Jay Thomas and my dad. 'Cause
Hooters?
Hooters.
How old were you when they took you to Hooters?
12.
Oh my God. They're like, one day, Kate, you could work here.
And you know what? I think I would have had a lot of fun if I did that. Actually, probably not. I don't get along with girls as much as anyway.
Why? What do you think that we get along? I see you with Brianna
Well,
Diamond.
girls
This
who work at yeah, no, that's true.
compound
I do
ladies
get along with
you get
girls.
along with.
Maybe I didn't get along with girls in high school. Now I get
Mm.
along with girls.
Yeah. Okay, so what prompted you going to Hooters at 12?
Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas was an true supporter of the franchise. I remember I got a grilled cheese. They have good grilled cheese, and they're known for their chicken wings.
Oh yeah, they have great wings. Jamie says he gambles and likes black hookers. Garrett Andrews worked with him on the Jay Thomas show.
Yes,
Wow, I'm gonna see if Garrett can confirm this.
I
Jay
love
Thomas.
Garrett. He's the best.
He is the best. He really is. He's very empathetic. You have to be very patient, I think, to be a compound media booth boy. But they're also all of them are pretty funny and have a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
Most of
I love Garrett. I just think Garrett's so cute.
Oh,
Like adorable.
he's
So
a sweetheart.
funny.
Yeah. Viking. Oh, thanks for super chat. If Gino can make it in stand up, then anyone can. Lol. Oh, we love Gino. Ray P. Mr. Ray P. Ray. Can you confirm? Oh my God. Sorry, God. Ah. Can you confirm if Chad called you fat arms? Did your dad have fat arms? Were you big arms people?
Oh, well, on MLC Misery Loves Company, when I met Chad, I thought he once told me I had fat arms. And it may or may not have been him, but I confronted him about it. And now it's been a topic of conversation. People love bringing it up on other podcasts. Well, it's kind of my thing. It's my
People
main
love a running joke.
point.
Yeah.
Yes. Fat arms.
Well, because you're in such great shape, there's very little to be critical about. So they're really scraping the bottom there.
These people, they stay inside and get mad at people they don't know all day long.
That's the internet.
It's the internet. It's crazy. And I'm reading all of these like typoed comebacks about me on the internet. And I'm like, these people can't even write correctly, yet I'm letting them get to me. And then I have to remember, just push them away. Don't think about it.
Push them. They're crumbs, Kate. They're literal crumbs.
Super crummy.
Very much crumbly crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your podcast, Kate Speech. When did that start? That started pretty recently, right?
It started pretty recently. I need to upload the next episode, so I think it's a little late, so I'm going to do it tomorrow morning. But I kind of go over all of this stuff that's been happening in the past few weeks with me going on shows of people that the other people I do the shows of dislike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about you, Kate, is like you can really just like hang and I think talk to anyone. And I like that you are. I mean, we all judge people. That's like it's impossible not to judge. But I think I notice when I have you on Wet Spy, and I often have like adult film stars on.
Yeah.
I think I just the more I think I'm on YouTube and like especially I don't know if you saw, but I on my Sunday show Simpcast, there was like a huge
Oh,
it was a shit show. Out of nowhere, it was just like it just seemed like everyone was attacking Brandy Love, and I didn't have everybody on to attack her because she's an adult film star. And I was like, man, this really sucks. And this doesn't really happen on Compound Media. Like I'll have a mixture of like adult film stars, comedians, sometimes a journalist, an author. It's always, and I always like having a mix of people because I don't have someone on just to berate them for their profession. It's like I think people are more than just their jobs. They're more than how they make their money. And we talk about ideas, we talk about current events, we talk about like interesting stuff. And I noticed what happened on Simcast Sunday just never seems to really happen on Compound Media. And it's just like, oh wow. It's you appreciate somebody who's open-minded, who can just listen to, and that's what's been really like bothering me the last couple of days. Like I get so judged and I'm so misunderstood over like I've seen comments, and again, it's like what you said, you let the comments get to you, but like, oh, Chrissy supports degenerate lifestyles. Chrissy's a horror apologist. And it's like, whoa. All of this just from having a conversation with somebody, just from having somebody on a show who's in the adult business. Like no one's really asked me my opinion. It's like just the conversation, having somebody in the room is enough to sort of deem you like degenerate adjacent. And I think that's just so judgmental and narrow-minded, and it's not the reason why we have streams and conversations. I think it's very short-sighted. And I appreciate that like people like you who can just talk to anybody, listen to anybody. You don't get so hung up on like, I don't support what you do for work, so we can't move on to any topics.
I honestly don't care enough to judge people. If what they're doing doesn't hurt me, they should do whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh, Compound Media is degenerate central. See, and that there's some people who consider comedians to be degenerate. So maybe hi,
Jim from Florida.
Hi, Jim. We love Jim. I don't know. I just would like to think that conversation can evolve past simply what somebody does for a living.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Especially when their job like doesn't affect your life. If you don't want to watch porn, don't watch porn. If you don't want your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend to watch porn, well then lay down that boundary. You can absolutely keep tabs on your children and make sure that's not an issue for them. So I just don't understand the obsession. I think it's maybe more folks who really identify with being on like the right, and they're like, oh, I can't be seen talking to somebody like this because what will happen to my reputation? I guess I don't feel that way.
I don't feel that way whatsoever. It's people will make their money doing things that other people don't support. That's been a tale as old as time. And hey, that's something that's profitable. So don't hate the player, hate the game.
I mean, the way to do it is, I think if you were to reduce demand, supply would then be reduced as well. Like if all the guys got together and it was like, we're going to stop watching porn. Well, guess what? The work would dry up and the gals would have to think of something else. But it's not going to happen the other way around. Like you're not going to shame a woman into not making a ton of money in a way that she was making a ton of money before. That was easy for her, that like wasn't taking a toll on her life. And And you can't use the whole, well, you're going to regret this in 10 years. Like, you're going to say that to a 20-year-old. It's like, you don't have the foresight. You're not thinking about 10 years from now. You're just thinking like, oh, I need to move out of my parents' house and pay bills.
Well, it's like now we also like look back on Playboy as being chic. So that's become like an aesthetic, and it almost is.
When there was so much abuse. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you hear about Marilyn Monroe's experience with Playboy. They paid her very little. She didn't get not kickbacks, but she didn't get any kind of residuals. She was kind of like forced and cajoled to do a lot of things. It just wasn't a great environment.
No, but now people make art of the covers, and it's considered very fashionable and vintage. And so who knows how we'll look back on this whole OnlyFans thing in, 50 years.
Yeah. Honestly, I think OnlyFans is like what sort of Avon was of years back, or like women who sell Tupperware, who sell like who do jewelry parties and like come over and they go, oh, you got to buy a necklace.
Yeah.
But now it's just like you don't even need to get together with friends. You can just sell your butthole pics by yourself.
Yeah. And there's so many people who will buy them. Oh my God. I was just about to say his name, but look who super chatted.
Michael Gavinelli.
Cheap man, only sending Chrissie a mere $5.
Wow, that's all I'm worth to you, Michael. Hey, Chrissie, I knew Stuttering John was going to be fool to Kate. Kate and Tukey will be on the MGA show next week. We chat about Stunt Joe. See, again, I feel like Michael does not observe spelling and grammar. This looks like a first draft super chat.
It does, doesn't it?
Michael just came back from Exotica.
I was just going to say that.
he had a real hoot over there. He got a picture with Angela White and Bella Danger. All the big stars were there.
He told me that he spent $1,000 on photos.
No.
$4,000.
Oh, $1,000.
$1,000.
What the hell is Michael? I didn't know you had that kind of coin.
Amazon, baby.
He got that Amazon coin. He spent $1,000. So how much are these photos a pop? $40, $50?
Yeah, I think it depends, but he just needed to get photographed with everybody.
Wow. It's good. It's good for the gram.
Free. Him and Ian. Ian too. Ian was at Exotica as well.
Was Ian there? See, I didn't see any pictures of Ian.
But Ian's trying to get into porn now.
Yeah. Oh, he does. He gives his elevator speech to every girl I have on the show. He's like, well, I do it too. Here, you want to see a picture of my naked body? It's like, ugh. And they humor him. They look like, oh, that's very nice. Like the response is like when a child does like shitty artwork and then the parent has to be like, oh, that's lovely. I'm going to hang that on the fridge. That's the response. The women give that kind of a response to Ian. Like, oh, wow, it's a look at you. Way to go. Viking. Thank you for the super chat. Did Kate ever go on a date with the winner of the wet spot competition? I think it was Jordan. Was it Jordan?
It was Jordan. I did not know who to pick, as I could not see any of them as a future.
You could see a future with any of them. You're like, what's
no.
You could go on it.
It's me.
Right.
But Jordan and I hang out at Sullivan's when we all go across the street. So it's not like he's not in my life, but
yeah,
not as much as for what he may have hoped. I don't think he had hoped for anything big. So he's a pretty level-minded guy. Hence my decision picking him.
He's one of the more stable bleacher creatures from Wet Spot.
For sure.
What's up, Push-Ups? You mentioned degeneracy and MGA shows up. Push-Ups is a fellow bleacher creature. Hello. Jim Satala. Wow. You know what you get, Jim? You get a drop for this orange boy.
Got my spine, I've got my orange.
Woo! Jim Satel, who is going to be at the Tampa show? I'm definitely going to be there. I just want to know what kind of rest my liver will need beforehand. Allegedly, Gino is coming down, but he can't be trusted since he failed his own poll. I don't know. I didn't know if Gino was going to be in Tampa. Well, I won't be drinking because I'll still be growing a human inside. So I'm sorry, it won't be that much fun, but I'll have to figure it out and let you know, Jim. But thank you, darling. Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up in just like what, maybe 4 weeks or so.
Are you excited? I like Tampa. I like Florida. I could move to Florida tomorrow.
Why don't you?
I probably should. I meet somebody, just move to Florida. Florida is awesome.
You seem like a Florida person.
Right, don't I? Right?
Yeah.
I could just move there. I feel like nobody takes that as a compliment, but I will.
Well, there's Florida man. Right, that's not really a compliment. Florida, there's no seasons. It's just if you love nice weather all the time and plenty of vitamin D. I don't know. I like to shovel leaves. I like to shovel a walk with snow.
And no income tax.
Right. That's the best thing. And there's no traffic really.
No.
It's all nice. And just generally, like when you're just driving around, there's really no cars on the road often. It's just, especially after like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Things close up. The olds go to bed early. The restaurants close. It's bad for like late night eating, but that's not really Florida's vibe.
But they have a lot of chain restaurants.
Oh
And I
yeah.
love chain restaurants.
Oh my God. Okay. I want to talk about this article. This was sort of relevant. This sort of reminds me of the comedian lifestyle a little bit. This is from my favorite Daily Mail. A woman who's 26 who lives a feral life in a van lifts the lid on the very gritty realities of her nomadic lifestyle. From the mess that she constantly faces to her bizarre makeshift shaving routine. Oh boy. See, this is part of van life, which is very popular right now. Kate, I'm entranced by these people. I find it so fascinating, the people that can just live in a van and they're fine with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
She's from Cornwall. These people are all from England. Well, this is a British thing, so I guess I can't be shocked. So there she is. I mean, like you just can't have much of a variety of clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, a woman has come clean about her reality living, the van life, revealing the gritty behind the scenes moments that define her day-to-day on TikTok. Her name's Hannah Louise Poole. She's 26. She's been documenting her adventures since 2020 around Europe. By March of 22, the Cornwall native, England native, graduated to living and road tripping out of a van full time. But unlike many adherents to the van life social media trend, the content creator isn't shy about showing off the decidedly unphotogenic aspects about living on the road entirely out of a van. A new TikTok captures Hannah goofing off in a parking lot where she can be seen munching on candy and skateboarding while donning a baggy t-shirt. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Oh, look at her feet. Ah!
Ugh.
Oh no. Okay, she looks dirty. Her hair is dirty.
Yeah.
Oh,
first. Can you imagine living in a van and not being a drug addict? Like that would be the most thing in the world.
Where did you get money for gas and like for food?
Who lets you drive a van? How do you have a license?
She's skateboarding barefoot.
Does she drive barefoot?
I don't know. Maybe the van is just parked. When everyone's showing their drunk friends to this sound, but it's actually just fits you being feral, shaving your legs in a bucket because that's van life. Oh no. Wow.
Maybe I prefer this kind of van lifestyle to the people who make it look like it's functional and normal.
Yeah.
Like all those
glamorous.
Yeah. Like it's glamorous. It's feminine. Those people who just make it look so clean.
Oh yeah.
Like, maybe if you're gonna do the van life, make it look like you're living in a van.
This woman, she says van life.
She does.
Oh, I
Trailer.
knew
I hope she's not afraid to
Okay, I'm probably oops. I'm probably gonna get a copyright on that. Yes. Okay, so she's barefoot, she's gross, she's embracing it. Dirtbag car park life, sunset suites and skate edition, wet hair and baggy t-shirt posts, sea swim, the true van life realities. Elsewhere on TikTok, there's a 12-second video depicting her shaving her legs in a bucket. While many other TikTok users use the sound to make fun of their drunk friends, Hannah offered what she felt was a more literal take on the ambient jungle evoking noise. Oh my goodness. Feral van life girls, where are you? She added in a caption. There have been plenty other times Hannah has shown a light on the grittier side of van life over her years, posting videos and images from. But where does she shower? I need to know.
in
There's
the
a cat.
bucket. She bathes in
Oh,
the bucket.
does she do like coochie first and then she shaves her legs in the bucket?
Yeah, maybe she
Um,
douches.
Oh, van life realities, namely showing the cabin in the back of the van strewn with Hannah's belongings and a voiceover narrated, "Everything's fallen out of boxes whilst driving." Hannah
It's like
says nothing is as
prairie.
Hannah says nothing is as perfect as you see online. This mess is the reality 90% of the time. It's not aesthetic. You know what? Yes, this is real to me.
Yes. The people who make it look normal, like, stop trying to make it what it's not.
This is very unfiltered. This is unkempt.
Authentic.
I'm amazed these sneakers are as white as they are. Maybe they're new. Trying to get electrics in the van. Okay, she looks kind of there.
Oh, she has crystals on. She has that multivitamin.
Okay. Clean girl aesthetic. Just kidding.
Seriously.
It's feral girl aesthetic.
Okay, well, you know what? I can appreciate her.
Oh, covered in bruises. I don't know why that is. That seems like it shouldn't be part of van life. Oh,
Hanging on
bruises
to
from
the rocks
climbing.
for dear life.
Okay.
Who's taking that photo?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Because she seems alone. Ugh. But again, this is real. Yeah, that's a firm no from me on van life.
Yeah, look at Gabby Petito.
Right. She really was a pioneer of van life, and look where it got her.
Yeah.
Off a cliff.
Off a cliff. I kind of am upset we didn't have a whole trial to sit through for that one. The guy offed himself before there to be like a big celebrity stuff.
I know. I did.
Let-
I wanted to see a whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, Michael. Michael, Chrissie, Kate is right about spending $1,000 for Exotica and stayed at a hotel in New Jersey during last week. The girls charged $20 to $40. Okay, for just a photo with them. Here I have all these years been doing photos for free like an idiot. Giving away free hugs.
Yeah, I know. You do a lot for them.
I'm doing it all wrong.
It's a weekly thing.
That's why I'm doing feral van life. James Shart asked Tugs about shaving her legs. I will, because that Tug life, one of my YouTube friends, recently transitioned to van life.
Oh.
So I don't know what van aesthetic she's going to decide to go with ultimately, but I don't want her to be.
Yeah. Vans are not for me. My parents used to always tell me to stay away from vans. Like, because people would be giving out candy inside of them, luring children into a white van.
Oh yeah, that was the big scare. I mean, I'm older than you, but we grew up being like, oh, you could be kidnapped at any time.
Yeah. That was I was really afraid of that happening.
I got lost at Hershey Park when I was a little kid. I just was walking behind somebody I thought was my dad. And I just found my way back to the giraffe exhibit. Like I was straight up by myself. I think I was little. I was like 4 or something. And my mom thought for sure I had been taken. But my personality kept people away.
Yes.
I was a cute kid. I had like curly little blonde hair. I looked like a chipmunk.
Yeah. I feel like kids are kidnapped in malls a lot of the time. I would get lost in the mall, and that's always where I felt like I was going to get kidnapped.
Well, a lot of kids have gone missing at the border. I think in the last 2 or 3 years, 85,000 children have gone missing because they're all getting like human and sex trafficked and like sold. Like they'll come over. A coyote will say, "Oh, like this person's just meeting up with their brother or uncle," but literally they're just like being sold. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
And the people who are calling this out get like fired from their jobs and threatened and
taken off YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, I was just watching Dinesh D'Souza's Police State movie, and I'm interviewing him tomorrow at 5 p.m. By the way, you guys should all tune in. But it was really interesting. I took a lot of notes. This is one of those interviews where I have to do a lot of research and not sound retarded. So I spend a lot of time watching and reading and listening.
Yeah, it's like that guy when you hosted Anthony's show and you had the lawyer on. I was trying to follow.
Nick Ricada, and I thought that would be interesting. I thought like Anthony's
it was so interesting. I was
would
like,
appreciate
I
it.
put a bio beforehand.
We're talking about like the Rippaverse and the copyright stuff and just the YouTube drama.
Yeah.
Because I know people complain when I guest host, like, "Oh, we want to see her again," and they don't like my other show there. So I try to make it very different, but you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, some people love to hate online.
They do. It's like you said, they love to hate on people they'll never meet.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I wonder if I do that. No,
I do that sometimes.
If I hate on someone, I at least try to just be funny about it.
Yeah, it's a good way to handle it.
And then people are so dumb. They go, "Oh, Nick Ricade is on right when Kumi is not here. Oh, what a waste." I'm like, I want to be like, bro, like I'm friends with him. How do you think he got booked? Like people are so silly. Dude. But Kumi is coming back, I think after Thanksgiving.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And obviously he probably wants to come back sooner, but it's the doctors, it's up to the doctors.
Yeah, I saw he was in the studio today.
Yeah. Probably just came in to like make sure we remembered him.
Oh, he's the best.
He really is.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna miss him so much when he finally full-time moves to South Carolina. And his cat died. Oh my goodness.
Oh, all right.
Do you know how old the cat was?
No, do you?
No, I don't know. I'll have to send him an edible arrangement on behalf of the cat. Push-ups. Or maybe I'll send him like a plush cat. I never got lost at the mall. I was always at the arcade. Push-ups, nobody wanted to steal you. Just like me. Oh my goodness. Cartel days in the FBI are limited. Watchdogs got all the underground drugs. Oregon market surrounded. Gambling is a parting gift for the cartel. Well, that gives me some hope.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I know.
Are you seeing a lot of migrants in your neighborhood, Kate?
Yes, especially down by where Compound is. Not necessarily in my like the avenue that I live on, but in the subway stations, they have the whole candy operation going.
Oh yeah, which they've always had the candy rackets in the subways. Yeah. That's been forever.
No, but now they're all like the same demographic and they're all in the same box. It's like, who's running this? There has to be, they're all dressed in Adidas and Nike clothes and carrying around candy boxes with their kids. and it's like only women and kids. So it's like there has to be somebody orchestrating this whole thing.
Yeah.
This overlord.
There
Because
are.
it's
There's
too much
candy
like a
overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who gives them the candy? Who tells them where to
Yeah.
go? Who organizes this? Who
What
handles?
kids? Like who has the cutest kids?
Yeah. You have to submit a headshot of your kid, and then if your kid is cute, you get chosen for like say the A train.
Yeah.
But if your kid is not that cute, you have to go to the J train.
I don't see many people buying the candy.
No, who would buy random candy from a stranger? You're not supposed to take candy from strangers, let alone purchase it. You don't know if it's been open. You don't know how old it is. Like, sometimes you'll like open a chocolate and you're like, oh, it's like dusty looking because it's so old and there's like no way to tell.
Oh, you brought so much chocolate to the wet spot.
Oh, I know. And then I wish I had made more baggies for people. I'm thinking about now, like, what to do for Christmas. If I should do like little stockings for everybody, or do like a random grab bag, like do random weird gifts in a bag, and then have people just pick them randomly, like gag gifts.
I hope the bleacher creatures bring stuff.
They should.
Bring you more things.
Bring me things, yes, because guess what? Next Monday, I guess, is my birthday show.
Oh my
Kate,
God,
if you're not doing anything, Kate, totally come by. Keanu will be there. Dave Temple will be there. Maybe I'll see if Gino can come. I'll get a cake. It'll be like a me and Keanu like combo birthday show.
The Scorpios.
Because her birthday is actually on Monday. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna thank you. I'm 25 years old. I don't feel 25.
I feel 30.
Well, you don't look it. You look fabulous. Oh, hello, Jim again. Thanks for the super chat. You are way better as a guest host than Bill Schultz. He is insufferable when drunk. Hey, well he gets to host way more than I do, so somebody must like him. It was awesome seeing the Law Pope on Compound. I have been telling him to get on with Ant for a while. Dick and Vito would be great for In Hot Water and Tax. Yeah, I introduced Anthony to Nick at the last Content House. They got along swimmingly. Yeah, see, that's the thing is, I think I'm one of the few people who is aware of YouTube and like the people on YouTube.
Yeah.
So unless it's me, honestly, like booking people, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm not the booker, so.
But he's going to be coming back to the studio. That's exciting. I can't wait for the show to come back on. But I had a fun time with Bill and Joanne, and I had a fun time with you when I did the show.
They're great. I enjoy them. I think they're wholesome and sweet and entertaining.
Yeah,
they're perfect for the morning show.
Totally perfect. They're a sunny pair.
They do. They have sunny disposition. Yeah. Bill is like he's from the Red Eye days of Fox.
Yeah.
He's like an old Fox guy. Not that he's old. He's experienced. Yeah. And Joanne is very much like reporter, like wholesome reporter look. But she's like she's like a classic actress. Like she's more of from the Broadway world.
She's a theater kid.
Yes. Theater kid, show tunes.
Yeah. So
it's a good bunch.
Yeah, no, I love that studio. I have so much fun coming over there and hanging with you guys.
It is great. I can't wait till we finally give away all the t-shirts so we can like get that space.
Yeah, right?
There've just been boxes of t-shirts just like sitting in the waiting room for months.
Yeah.
We should just hand those out to the fucking homeless on the street. Like, here, do something of value. Put this Compound Media shirt on. While you're laying here passed out, could you do a little advertising for us? Thank you.
I saw a bunch of migrants outside the hotel, and one of them was sitting on a chair. They had a chair outside, and he was getting a haircut and his face shaved.
You can't pull that off in the winter. Like the fall is the last chance to do this outdoor hygiene business. Oh yeah, well I had a full blown fight with a migrant outside the Starbucks right next to compound. You know how there's I've told the story a million times, but I'll never stop telling. You know how there's an exit, the exit door, but it's not an entrance. It's just the exit that goes right onto 35th Street. I had my coffee. I was like about to go out that way, and I saw a whole fucking family just sitting on the steps there, just blocking the whole thing, and I just went. So I did my shrug, which I deserved to do, and then I just went around, and then I exited on I guess 7th Avenue there, and then walked down to compound. I wasn't gonna say anything to these fucking people, and then the guy of the group was like, "Oh, how dare you? Oh, like don't get mad at me." I'm like, dude, like y'all are blocking the exit. No one told you to sit there. Oh, but there's a kid. We have a kid. I'm like, okay. You're in charge, though. You're the adult. Don't have your damn kids sit on an exit because they're inconveniencing the rest of us legal tax-paying people.
Yes.
Okay. Then I started to get very.
They all got a vibe. Like they all got.
They're so entitled. If I had half as much confidence as an illegal, my God, my career would be skyrocketing. Where do they get the arrogance? I don't know. Probably because they all have prepaid cards and new clothes and phones and shit.
And we have American citizens on the streets, laying down, homeless, drug addicted,
veterans that need help. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and Joanne was Miss New York. Thank you. Yeah, Joanne Nosachinsky was also Miss New York.
Oh. Miss New York.
Yeah, Filthy. We'll have to give you some more clothes. I'm sick of looking at those boxes.
Those boxes.
Yeah, don't take it personally. They feel judged. They should be judged 24/7. Nobody fucking wants them here. There's no room.
Well, I've managed to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a zip up. So I have taken them.
Yeah. Like I'm not trying to show up in other people's countries uninvited.
I thought you were talking about boxes for a second.
I'm
like items.
I'm seeing my trajectory for my old age. I'm just gonna be one of those people who yells about the illegals every hour. Yeah.
There's not enough space in New
Have
York.
some humility though. Have some respect for your fellow pedestrian. Like have some common sense. Don't sit on a fucking exit door. Just like you don't sit in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah. Well, people used to come to this country and like work really hard.
Or like work at all.
Yeah. And kind of live up to becoming the American dream. But nowadays it's just like, oh, okay, we're gonna sit here.
This is interesting. Did you see that DW paid for the Tranifesto? No, what did they pay for? I mean, it was Steven Crowder who got the Tranifesto. What did they pay for it? I need to know.
What's the Tranifesto?
Manifesto is the manifesto released by the trans Covington killer, mass shooter person, Audrey something or other. And they wouldn't release it for like a year because this person is like racist against white people and like specifically wanted to target like white, like upper class or upper middle class kids. They were triggered by khakis, people who had parents with, they were triggered by kids who had parents who had nice cars.
People are crazy. It's like our society has become absolutely insane. And this whole, everything in the LGBTQ community, a lot of it has been overblown. And I think a lot of kids who wouldn't necessarily veer towards, that subgroup a few years ago are doing it now. And it's a lot of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's become a catch-all for every kind of group of wayward youth. Like if you're mad at your parents, if you have body image issues, if you were abused, if you can't deal with your hormones, if you hate your dad, like, well, guess what? The trans community welcomes you with open arms. Just cut something off and you're in the club.
Yeah, that's that book that you and I talked about once.
Irreparable damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I saw that. I knew
Oh,
a girl.
irreversible damage. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I knew a girl who, told me she was trans senior year and then like got a mastectomy like right when she turned 18. Oh my God, you have it. Yeah, that's a really good book. And it's short. It's not that long of a read.
I flew through it. Like, usually I get ADD and I can't finish a book, but
yeah.
I
No, it was an interesting one. Yeah, but this person I knew who became who came out as trans, like when I saw them for the first time after they came out to me, their like arm was cut like up and down with cuts, like razor cuts. And it's like, how is this? This is not because you feel like you're in the wrong body. Something else is going on deep down. And I don't think just trying to fix it in general is like when you're very young is like necessarily the wisest, most sound decision. Yet again, there are people who identify as trans, and I won't negate that. And I think just don't do it with kids.
Right. Everyone is angsty, and again, I don't know what the fuck happened to my microphone. Anytime I move or reach for anything, the whole thing unhooks itself. That's the situation. I'm living feral van life, and my shit is not in a good place. Everyone has issues. Like, I was a kind of an emo kid. I wrote poetry. I would have these moments where I'd be like, would anyone care if I just disappeared? We all get like mad at our parents for shit, but you grow up and you work through that. You don't make permanent changes to your body or like disown your family.
No, and the whole thing that was going in California, there was something happening in California where there was like a law that supported kids if their parents didn't approve of them transitioning before the age of 18. So I saw that. I don't think it went through though.
No. They're slowly trying to roll some of that back.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Scandinavian countries who were kind of like the pioneers of a lot of this like gender reassignment and trans surgeries are already kind of coming out and saying like, oh, we're outlawing a lot of this stuff. We see the ill effects. So, but who knows if that'll happen here because we just make so much money from it. And
Dylan Mulvaney got named Woman of the
Year. Yeah. If Dylan Mulvaney can be Woman of the Year, then anything is possible. This is America.
That's crazy. Like, out of all the women you could have chosen,
you chose one with a dick. Right. Yes. Dylan, at least get rid of your dick, get some tits. Like, try. Put in a little bit of effort. Put in at least as much effort as a normal woman would put in. I just get it. So Kate, I'm sober for the moment and you don't drink. So I think this is a great article. 6 signs you are a borderline alcoholic, because who knows? I don't know if I am. I'm on a pause right now, but here are 6 signs that your relationship with alcohol might be on the rocks. A lot of people know that sometimes they drink too much, but they don't know where the line is when it comes to problematic alcohol consumption. It describes a pattern of harmful drinking where you have a drink or several drinks every day or regularly binge drink. I mean, that sounds like a lot of my friends. That just sounds like a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 6 signs. Drinking alcohol every day without even realizing it. Binge drinking often. What is binge drinking really? 2, 3, 4?
I don't know. I think it's got to be 6.
Okay, that's a binge.
That's a binge.
Okay. I rarely have 6.
5 to 6.
Okay. If you're only socializing if alcohol is involved, well, it definitely makes it better. Drinking frequently during the day, finding it irritating when others are not drinking, and consuming more than the recommended government guidelines. Okay, Adele quit. I drink wine. Crooner quit drinking months ago. She said she was a borderline alcoholic throughout her 20s, but she looks fabulous now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the definition of binge drinking is a pattern of drinking alcohol that brings blood alcohol concentration to 0.08 or 0.0 grams of alcohol per deciliter. I've never seen this word in my life. Deciliter. Oh my God, I can't read. That is a deciliter. It says deciliter. For a typical adult, the pattern consumes 5 or more if you're a male, 4 or more if you're a female in 2 hours. That's the
right.
definition of a binge. 4 or more in 2 hours is like really not that much.
Yeah, no.
Like you could have 3 in an hour.
I could like
No
pound
problem.
them down back in the day. You could like do like 4 shots of Jameson, like 4 beers. So like 8
and I would
together.
drink vodka sodas because I would just be thirsty. So I would just be downing vodka sodas and White Claws.
Yeah. The problem is that I don't like White Claws. Like if I drink, I want to drink beer. And it just will make me, it's like drinking bread.
It's like a meal. Wow. The USDA says women should not have more than 1 drink a day. Men should have no more than 2 a day. Dang. That's really not that much. That's not even enough for a buzz.
No.
A recent study by Oxford found alcohol consumption increases the risk of more than 60 diseases in Chinese men. Well, that's just Chinese men. We got nothing to worry about.
The Chinese men.
We can't be around a bunch of drunk Chinese men.
Oh, I'd love to go to China.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I find their culture so interesting. I feel like we don't know anything about it.
They're so tidy.
I feel like there's a whole different world over there. Like, who are their pop stars? I can't name one, and it's just a giant place.
Is it maybe K-pop?
No, like China. Maybe like Chinese.
Well,
like who are
I think America is basically becoming China, but like with drag queens, like we're slowly becoming more kind of communist as the years go by.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but they're real communist over there. Like they only have one app they can use. It's called WeChat.
Oh, right.
Their only social media that they can use. And and there's a lot of super rich Asians. Like what Crazy Rich Asians? That was a movie. It's a lot of super rich Asians.
I love a tidy Asian, like when they do the apartments, like, oh, I'm a tidy Asian. I live in this tiny space. I have 3 shirts.
Oh yeah.
And I'm fine with it. Like I'm fascinated by those people who just need 5 objects and they're okay.
Oh yeah. I don't know how I could be content living like that. But I'm not nearly content as I want to be right now, and I have a ton of stuff in my apartment. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm due for a Marie Kondo.
Yeah, sure. Marie Kondo it up. But I think you'll do that when you have a kid. Like then you have somebody to organize for.
Yeah, for sure. Because I have way too much shit right now. Like it's just old stuff I haven't returned, books, old taxes. Yeah, everything's everywhere. Zach, what do you think of King Charles banning smokes? Oh, I think it's so extremely gay. I think it's so stupid. It's
oh my God.
Of all the problems we have in this world, because King Charles is trying to ban cigarettes. He wants to make it so that 17-year-olds can't buy cigarettes. Like of all the things, it's like, why don't you fucking check on Prince Andrew first before you go and try to ban cigarettes? It's so gay. It's so fucking gay.
Incredibly homosexual.
Incredibly gay, but we're gonna be here making fun of it all. Kate, where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
People can find me on Twitter, which is down below, and then you can find me on YouTube, which is down below. So yeah. That's where you can find me.
I will be down below. Declitter is 1/10 of a liter. Oh, deciliter.
Okay, how are we supposed to know that?
Do I look Asian to you? How would I know that? The Chinese housing bubble is insane. Whole cities with apartments built without any utilities because everyone knows no one is ever moving in. Oh boy, yeah. Don't go to China. There's just just go to explore the rest of the country.
Yeah, in a van.
Yeah. Push-ups. The end of Jenner by Deborah So is better. It's a
Thank
better
you,
trans
Push-Ups.
book. Thank you, Push-Ups. I'll give that a whirl. Thank you guys for watching. Kate, it was so great to see you and talk to you.
Great to see you too. Thank you
such
for
a
having
fan.
me on, as
You're the
always.
best.
And I'll see you next Monday. I'll come for your birthday show.
Yay! Okay, awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you to the chat for just being here, for being just great people. I love you all so much. And we'll see you next time. I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock tomorrow for Dinesh D'Souza. Thank you all, and bye.